I'm Ben.
And I'm Zach.
And I'm Kenzie.
Welcome to the Movie Vault.
Again.
Version 2, where the voice meter is trying to get us to donate to them, and we are saying, no, we will take your free software and not donate to you. Today we were reviewing the 2004 film directed by Keenan Ivory Wayans.
That's a mouthful.
Something like that. Oh, it's called White Chicks.
That.
Yeah. So, we tried to do this, and then Kenzie's mic was broken. I wish it was her fault, but it was not. Sorry. It was my fault. And Kenzie's here, finally.
Hi.
And, yeah, after weeks of trying to get out of this, we finally have her here.
I declined them 3 times.
And she picked White Chicks for what reason?
Because it's funny.
And that, I guess, is a good enough reason. So this movie grossed $113 million on a $37 million budget and has a huge Rotten Tomatoes warm and fuzzy, and all the critics loved it, score of 15%.
Oof.
This is a movie called White Chicks that we watched with about 5 white chicks.
That is a statement of fact.
Ben
right,
That is true.
But there was a couple other white dudes here, too.
Ben and I included in that.
Yeah. And so now we are going into Botch, Watch, or Top Notch.
Watch!
3, 2, 1, Botch!
Oh my
we prepared
gosh.
this one. Ben and I prepared that one.
We knew from our prior trying to record this that we both gave it a botch. We just
So
don't
stupid.
think it's that important
It is, though.
to the media.
Not every movie needs to have a value. It can just be fun to watch.
Is that true?
Yes.
This movie reminds me of, like, I don't know. You know the flavor of Cheetos? That, like, old flavor of Cheetos that was, like, really bad. It was,
Flamin'
like,
Hot Cheetos?
No, those are good. It was like supposed to be a spicy one. It was like in the early 2000s, and it just tasted like chewed up gum.
No.
It was like so chewy, like they weren't even crunchy. That I experienced that same sensation as I watched this movie.
Wow, that is words of somebody who
I will
has
say it was funny.
gone through an experience. Yeah, I actually did think it was really funny, Kenzie.
Thank you.
If you were picking it based on it being funny, I kind of agree with you.
Thank you. Total watch.
Maybe not, but we didn't pick a quote of the movie.
Well, I mean, a lot of them we probably couldn't have said.
We can't say a lot of the funniest lines of this movie.
There were a lot of slurs and.
We don't condone everything that was said in this movie.
Wait,
fact,
I have
probably
a
most
sign.
of it.
What is it called? A line.
But
go ahead.
I'm gonna have a total BF.
Oh yeah.
You can look up what that means yourself.
It doesn't mean boyfriend or best friend. I warn you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that will save me from looking up quotes. That's actually a good quote.
It
You're
means
welcome.
Ben friend.
Ben friend. Yes.
Look it up. That's not what it means.
It's not. Okay.
She's about to have a BF over there.
Especially when we say botch.
We're going to go through the plot now. Regrettably, we have to do this.
That was the best transition, though. But okay, Kenzie, would you like to do the plot?
Sure, I'd love to.
It's okay, you can botch
explain
it.
the movie, right?
It's a botch anyway, so you can. Botch
Can I give spoilers?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
Spoiler
so
Oh,
the movie,
spoiler alert for White Chicks.
it opens with the scene of these 2 Mexicans trying to catch these drug dealers in this little shop, and this guy comes in, he tries to sell them ice cream, and he's like, what flavor you want? And he's like, vanilla. So then they're like, we caught you, and then it turns out they're actually just ice cream people and not the actual drug dealers. So then the Mexican guys end up being 2 black cops, and they end up being really bad at their jobs. So then like the cop puts them like on probation kind of, but then there's this one case of these like 2 white chicks that like are supposedly going to be kidnapped, and they think they have like a suspect, but no one wants to babysit them because they're total white chicks. So these 2 guys volunteer to do it, and so he's like, yeah, but if you mess this up, like, you're off the case. And one of the guys has a really crazy wife who always thinks he's cheating on her. That's a side note. And then, so they end up watching the 2 girls get in a car crash, and the girls get scratches on their face and refuse to go to Hamptons for the weekend, and the guys go in their place so they don't get fired. So these 2 black guys dress up as white chicks, hence the name. And then they go throughout this whole weekend pretending to be white girls, which is why it's funny.
No, they pretend to be white chicks.
Excuse me, white chicks. That was my bad. I take it back, white chicks. And then at the very end of the movie, they try to get kidnapped, but they find out who the real kidnappers are. And I won't tell you that because you should watch it, and I did not see it coming.
Yeah. Yeah, the plot twist at the end, it's good that we're leaving you on a cliffhanger because I sort of didn't really understand what was going on.
I can
But-
explain it if you didn't understand it. It's so good.
Yeah, but this also we got to shout out Terry Crews.
Mm-hmm.
Best character in this movie.
What an actor, am I right?
Hilarious. I had no idea that, like, I didn't know when I thought Terry Crews' career started, but this must have been his big break. I don't think it
His
probably...
breakout role.
It could have been.
He can dance too. He was on the
Yeah, he can.
dance floor apparently. Like he was really good.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah, obviously he was linebacker and defensive end for the Los Angeles Rams, San Diego Chargers, and Washington Redskins. So he was playing a football player in the movie, and he was actually a football player.
I thought he was a basketball player.
Oh, he was a basketball player in the movie. Okay, well, he was some sort of sports player. Let's see. This was one of his early films. He was, and probably... No, this was probably, honestly, his biggest role up to
He
this
was in
point.
Click,
He was
I
in...
haven't seen.
but that was the 2 years after White Chicks. Yeah, he's in a couple other funny movies.
He was in Training Day, but he was an uncredited extra. I know Training Day is like a famous
Oh.
movie. But yeah, this was one of... And now, obviously, he's on Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
Shout out.
which Kenzie likes. And he was also
Love
in
it.
Scary Movie 5.
And
How about that?
Deadpool 2.
We have to talk about Scary Movie because that's where me and Zach's history with Keenan Ivory Wayans starts.
Wait, she directed that one too?
He.
I'm sorry.
But, and his brothers were the leads, Marlon and Sean.
Oh.
Yeah, so the Wayans family is big, but
Nepotism.
what does that mean?
Sorry.
You favorite your family.
Yeah.
No, the
Learned that from
Wayans,
The
I'm pretty
Office.
sure there's some actresses who have the last name Wayans. I don't know. But they're definitely, this was like the height of their career. Well, like during when they were getting a lot of movies and stuff, I'm pretty sure. But, yeah, let's see what else did he do. He did Scary Movie. Yeah, pretty much, you know. He had an interesting career in comedy, I guess.
His movies everybody knows about their movies.
But, you know one guy who doesn't like their movies?
Who is it? Is his name Nick Shager?
How did you know that, Zach?
Just a wild guess.
He's got the moves like Shagger. Anyway.
Who's Nick Shagger?
Okay, so Nick, if you're listening to this, first of all, I'm so happy that you found this because you write for your own website that's called nickshagger.com, but also it's also called Lessons of Darkness. I don't know what the difference between your website and Lessons of Darkness are, but I don't know why I'm talking to you, but we're about to read your review, and maybe this went viral, and you were like, somebody was like made fun of my last name, but we're actually going to give you credit for this review, and so he writes, this movie complements the awfulness of its protagonist, Caucasian camouflage, with putrid bathroom humor, pitiable romance, and brainless racial/social commentary. C-. Boom.
And again, Ben and I have talked about this before the cast, but giving movies a letter rating just leaves a lot of open space.
Like, does that mean this is a 70%, or
Or does it mean that you almost failed the class?
yeah, like, but
It's
C-
average.
isn't even really. I mean, I guess it's pretty close to failing the class. I don't know.
It's close to average. Just average.
Ben
That's
and,
true.
ben and I are just super geniuses, so C- is like horrible to us.
Yeah, I wouldn't even imagine
Okay.
ever getting a C-. I'm
Kenzie, what about you?
just kidding.
Huh, let's see. I've never gotten a C, so no.
What about a C-?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Like a C on anything
Mm-mm.
ever.
Ever. In my entire life. I only failed one thing, and it was because I cheated on a spelling test in first grade, and then I told the teacher.
Oh wow. Wow, Kenzie gets a lot better grades than me. So we can move on from this subject. I'm just kidding. Good job, Kenzie.
Next.
You're very smart. I'm with two people who are a lot smarter than me right now. So I'm making up with it
Well, Zach called
with
you a
my
super genius.
humor and wit and biting satirical comedy.
Nice.
I thought you were just going to leave it at biting.
It's fine.
But so what if you are harmed by people who are in the FBI who think you're a suspect, but you're actually not? You were falsely accused.
I don't know. Dress up as girls?
Probably not your best option. I think your best option is to call Hedman Anglin Agency.
And get fired?
No, not to get fired, to get insurance so you can I don't know what kind of insurance I'm talking about right now, but I'm just kind of winging with this.
Maybe it could be money on auto, home, and business insurance.
That you can save, and they would love to help you with any of these options. So if you could do me a favor and call 614-486-7300. That's 614-486-7300. And please tell them that I'm doing a good job, because I'm really trying to fit insurance with every company, or every movie, I mean. And it's kind of getting hard.
Yeah.
But I'm doing my best. And we really appreciate them letting us use this mic that Kenzie's using, even though we did have a really hard time getting it to work. But
if you need gender reveal insurance,
yeah,
a lot of baby parties, like gender reveal
and
parties.
you don't want the rockets to like go off wrong and like hurt someone.
Yeah.
So you need insurance, and if that happens, then you would need insurance on that.
Yeah.
And make sure to tell them Ben and Zach sent you, but don't tell them that we sent you because of baby reveal insurance, because they might be like, or gender reveal insurance, because they might be like, what? And we were just trying to get you to do anything to get you to call, but
that was smooth.
anyway.
Yeah.
All right, our smoothest commercial so far. But finally, we will get to the rating,
Yay!
which Kenzie is excited for.
I am excited.
So yeah, sentiment. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so I don't even have to look at my phone to know this one. So for sentiment, so I've seen this movie before. Shout out to my buddy Stryker.
Shout out
yes,
Stryker.
his name is actually Stryker.
Cool name.
He showed me this movie maybe 4 years ago, a long time ago, and I didn't really like it. And that's the exact same as I experienced this time. So I give sentiment a 3.
Okay, well, Kenzie's gonna be proud of me, because I was laughing several times throughout this movie. So I was like, it at least deserves a 6, because
Wow, guys, I went under Ben.
What? This is not fair.
It's crazy. I only gave it a 5.
Guys,
It's
Ben gave White Chicks the highest sentiment. Ben, I didn't know how much this movie means to you.
Okay, so my reasoning was that I gave Bad Boys a sentiment of a 6. This movie is as sentimental as Bad Boys to me.
No.
And and I would say Halloween and The Notebook are lower, that's true.
What?
And High School Musical and Nacho Libre.
Oh, don't tell Emma that.
And Swiss Army Man is also tied with this one. Although I feel like Swiss Army Man is a much better made movie overall. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, now that I was embarrassed again, moving on.
I see your score on your computer right now, Ben, and I think we both agree that Message gets a 3.
Yes.
Oh, guys, I gave it a 6.
What is the message in this movie?
That one girl finds out that she's more than just a doormat. She's more than just a booty call at 3 a.m.
Yeah,
She's worth more.
But
That is
how
a
hard
good
is
message.
it to learn that lesson? I guess
Also,
maybe for some
also
people it is
the
hard.
husband learned the message not to take his wife for granted.
Yeah,
And he
but
was like,
there's
I don't
no-
wake up and realize that you do everything every day.
There shouldn't be a stress on that when somebody's about to die.
He literally...
He learned it as a white chick,
He
not
did
when he's
not
about to
learn that.
die.
He was just saying that because he was on damage control at that point. He didn't learn anything.
During their slumber party, it hit him. You could see it in his eyes.
No, you're right. But when she found one of the guys in, like, as the blonde girl, they could have just said, hey, it's Kevin, whatever, like, hey, it's him. Like, he could have unmasked himself in front of her, and then she would have been like, oh, I understand. They could have talked about it and stuff, but he just let it happen. He's like, no, I can explain. And then he
Things
just
were
stands
happening
there.
too fast.
No.
You don't know how you'd react in the moment until you're in the moment.
No, if Ben and I dressed up as white chicks and Ben's wife came in, or as girlfriend, if Emma came in and she was like, what is going on? And then I was there in a white chick's outfit, I would take my mask off right away and be like,
Okay.
Emma, it's okay?
But first of all, if you and Ben are dressing like white chicks, it's for a completely different reason than these two guys.
Why would we do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Why would you do that?
It's just
For the podcast?
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do for the podcast, but it's just a scenario.
That's true. We would do it for the podcast. Probably.
Hey, if we get 1,000 listens in the next 2 months, then actually we'll probably do that anyway. Like in the next month.
You're gonna dress
We
up like
have to
white
make
chicks?
this like unachievable. 1,000 listens in 1 week.
Then we'll dress up as white chicks
Okay,
or any
that's
type
going
of chick.
on your Twitter.
Or we'll dress up as like chicks as in like baby chickens. Maybe yellow
Nope.
chicks.
White chicks.
Okay.
That could be said. It can't go back.
Okay, white chicks, white chickens.
No, you can't go back. What is said on the podcast, last in the podcasts.
I can edit it out.
Ben has all the power.
Oh gosh.
I'm just kidding. I mean, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. But
No, well, hold on. That's what I was going to say about message. I agree that the wife thing was a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there's probably only about 3 minutes of that.
It was
story.
That's
only,
why it's
like-
only a 6, but it's still
like
a 6.
They barely.
Okay, so
hit-
6 is like your lower end.
That is-
They barely
That is
had a
gross.
message. They were like, "Oh, we have to have a message in this movie," other than the fact that it's hilarious that
They
we
built
dressed
it
up
up
these
the
two
entire
guys as white guys.
time. And the
White
doormat thing,
girls.
guys, come on, that moment.
Yeah, but she was being like petty the whole movie, and then all of a sudden at the end she gets a serious side.
Because it developed.
No.
That leads us into the next one.
Oh, okay. You go ahead, Kenzie. You
Character arc. What'd you guys give it?
4.
Kidding me?
I gave it a 3.
Are you kidding me? I gave it an 8.
Oh my goodness.
So this movie had as good of a character arc as
Guys!
planes, trains, and automobiles.
Why would you
That's the
watch
only
that
movie
movie?
I've given an 8.
But you've given 9s, right?
I've given 9s on Up, Donnie Darko, and Soul.
Oh, this guy.
Wow.
So she's
Soul? You gave it a 9 on Soul?
has better character development than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay,
Are
I
you
guess I have to
serious?
go back and listen to your Soul one because I did not enjoy Soul. This is not about Soul. Moving
What?
on.
I love Soul. It was
Soul
my
was
highest
great.
rated
Okay.
movie.
Soul was-
It was
Soul.
ambiguous a little bit, like what is it
I like
actually?
ambiguous movies.
What is it actually saying? you
Guys,
know?
this
I
is
know
about
exactly
white
what
chicks.
Okay, fine.
But I feel like
This
white
is
chicks.
not Soul Part 2.
It could be.
Is it?
Yeah.
Zach is begging for this to be Soul Part 2 because he doesn't want to talk about this movie.
That's. I mean, kind of true. I want to talk about this movie.
I do want to
It's
talk
a
about
good
it.
movie.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm glad we're doing it so that we can have like lower end and higher end
Are you
movies
kidding me?
on our whatever.
Yeah, we want
List.
to have like do everything. Like we're not just the snobs, you know.
Yeah.
We can
They're
dip down.
snobs.
Maybe a little.
Yeah.
Maybe we're a little bit snobby.
There's
maybe
a sign in white chicks
maybe
that
we're
says
like
snobs
the
in
two
X.
sisters that aren't them. You know, they're rival sisters.
The rival sister.
The
Yeah.
the
Vanderbilts.
Vanderbilts or whatever.
Yeah, they're the ones that had the sign that said
Vanderbilt.
snobs with an
Vandergeld.
X. That's you guys.
Vanderbilt.
Vandergeld.
Vandergill.
Yeah.
Vandergill. Nice. Okay.
We should do a dance off.
Do it right now.
Oh yeah, I thought about that. I was like, should I start dancing right now? But
Too
there
bad
were a
it's
lot
not
of white chicks in the
filmed.
room, so I would have been embarrassed.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so character arcs we vastly disagreed on, but now to plot, I give plot a 3.
Okay, I on purpose gave this one a higher one. I gave it a 7 on purpose.
I gave it a 7.
And that's because I just thought the plot was like so dumb. I just had to laugh at it because I think that's what they were going for almost.
Yeah, I think if I was rating this based on whether they got the plot that they wanted, then yes. I just didn't think it was good.
Because I thought the plot was like
Good.
so different and weird that I just
Yeah.
was just like, I'm just gonna give it a 7. It was funny, you know. What about you, Kenzie?
No, I gave it a 7 too because it was like I didn't see the ending coming. It was just good.
How did you
good
not see the
movement.
ending coming? They predicted.
Literally every plot line was tied up by the end with a neat bow.
See, that's
Mhm.
good. That should be higher ratings.
Ben
No,
likes ambiguous.
I don't
movies.
like. I like ambiguous.
He likes it when it's up for
Now this
interpretation.
movie would have
That's
been
what
had a
I sold.
horrible ambiguous ending, so I probably would have rated it even lower if it was.
Yeah, it depends on the
ambiguous,
movie. If it's like carefully crafted, if it's not, maybe it tied it up in a bow at the end.
but I don't want to think that much more about this movie. I just want to laugh. So like,
I mean, that's the
it
purpose of watching
accomplished,
it.
I guess, what it was supposed to.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so 773.
All right, cinematography. I give it a 5 because I don't know, like.
I give it a 5 too.
I gave it an 8.
What kind of shots were great in this movie?
I don't
Kenzie?
even know. I just like the one with Terry Crews when he's singing the song. He goes da 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 da, and he like looks at the camera and it like zooms in on his face.
That was funny.
Yeah.
I guess
was
that was.
good.
I also
Creative.
liked the. I guess it might be choreography, but Terry Crews dancing with his shirt off. That was
Oh,
fun.
that was pretty
But
funny.
the shot was good because it was at a party. scene.
Terry Crews in general. Was
That's the one
bright
you
spot of
liked?
this
But if
movie.
we're gonna
Terry Crews with his shirt off.
If we're gonna be consistent, Kenzie, there were other good shots. Okay. It was funny. I like that shot because it was funny. Kenzie.
Okay.
And I
I'm
think-
sure that's why, not because there was a guy with his shirt off.
if I'm comparing it to other movies that we've done in the past, I have to say that it was lower because there were other movies with way better shots.
I know, but this is a 2004 movie.
Yeah, and nobody in this movie
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, we're making this movie to get really good shots. Like, we just want beautiful landscapes and good setups, and we want the camera to be its own character." That literally went through no one's head when they were producing.
You know what
this
else was a
movie.
good shot? Kenzie on the runway when they were poured with the red paint and it showed them two in the front and then the two other fake white
In the
chicks in the
goose
back.
outfits.
Yeah, yes, that was a good shot. That's my new favorite shot, okay?
You
That's
just
the-
changed it 'cause you're
Zach's
embarrassed.
favorite shot.
Only because he's embarrassed.
Okay, originality. I give it a 7.
I give it a 6,
You don't want to know my score.
a
A
9.
10.
It's a 10.
This is okay. It's not.
I mentioned this earlier on the Mess Up podcast.
It might be the first time that they ever did like.
That's exactly what I said.
Like this, but they definitely have had like what's that movie where Some Like It Hot? I haven't watched it, but it's like these two musicians who dress up as girls. They just aren't black and dress up as white girls, but they do dress up as girls. And literally, this movie is just that movie with two black guys dressing up as white girls instead of two white guys dressing up as white girls.
It is so funny.
And I'm pretty sure Some Like It Hot has gotten way higher scores, but like it's original what they did here. It's not. You can't take away the fact that it was original. I agree with you. I just don't think it's a 10.
Definitely a 10.
I have no comment.
Wait, what did you give it?
I gave it the same as originality 6, so
6.
1 less than you.
Okay, 1 less than me. So that's all we have to say on originality.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, acting.
We gave it the same.
6.
9. Terry Crews. Breakout role.
Terry Crews
brought it up to the 6.
Two black guys as white chicks, they did fairly well.
I think the Wayans brothers are. I don't mind them.
Yeah.
Some people were like, "Oh, this was awful," but actually,
but it's not even like acting.
It was funny though. It was funny.
Yeah, it was funny, but it wasn't acting. You know, anyone can have a funny voice.
Yeah.
But
now, obviously, it's
they did. Yeah.
Completely not realistic because nobody would have thought that they were them. Like,
yeah, and
they in no way look like them. Actually,
they had really good girl voices, I will say.
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job. The Wayans brothers are enjoyable.
You guys should talk like that the rest of the movie. I mean,
okay. Yes, this is so much fun.
Okay.
Sex is better than bed.
Hi Ben, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
That doesn't sound like a girl.
He just gets the accent.
I don't know how to talk like a girl. Okay.
All right. I'm so sorry, everybody.
I'm so sorry that I'm not good at talking like a girl.
No, I'm so sorry that I am.
Style.
5.
6.
8.
I don't know why I gave it a 6, but I guess it's good. Like if you're looking at the style, like I guess it is what it is.
I put it in the middle because I don't see a style.
I don't know what style you guys are looking for.
It's Wayans. Wayne. I wish I knew how to pronounce their name. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce your name right. Any of the people in the family who are listening, probably none of them. But if you are, like, I'm sorry. I'm speaking directly to people now.
You really
are. I'm like, who knows who's listening to this podcast? So I better like be prepared to talk directly to somebody that I'm referencing.
Ben approaches people. He confronts them about these things.
Yes. And so I'm just saying I'm sorry.
He doesn't talk behind your back. He talks in front of your face.
Not really. In front of a...
Yeah, I'm not some critic who's like dumping on people, which I don't even think I'm dumping on them, and then not willing to talk to them. No, like this is like a straight up like just talking. This is about a movie.
No one's talking back to you.
And no one's gonna talk back to me.
This is how most of his conversations go. I feel bad for his wall in his room.
I'm not even saying anything. I can't even defend that. Sometimes I'm just talking to Zach and he's like, "What were you speaking?"
Sometimes I just talk to Siri. Or Cortana.
Or Cortana.
Cortana's a better listener.
Or when I had a Google Voice or Google.
No, Google doesn't listen to me. Google just gives me
what about the
thinks
Amazon one? What's that called?
Alexa?
Alexa. Yeah.
Alexa's nice, but she's with everyone, you know?
Oh, Alexa went on, guys.
Oh yeah, there's an Alexa down here.
Shoot, Alexa's not good. Oh, I keep saying
She's mad.
Yeah,
Alexa, stop talking.
Yeah, see, she doesn't like that. So she's a little moody. I'd say Cortana's the best listener. She doesn't even care what you have to say, you know?
Yeah. I like Alexa because she's a good listener.
Sort of. She cuts you off a lot.
That's the point. Ben said he's mad that you don't listen to him. Alexa listens to Ben.
I'm not mad. Well.
Ben, you're mad at me?
Is this a therapy session?
Is this what we split our podcast over?
Maybe you should pay Ben more attention, Zach.
No, you should pay me.
No.
I have to pay Zach for his attention. He's like, literally, my time is money.
That's not how this should be.
You need to. This is a transaction. Venmo me $2. I'll listen to you for 2 minutes.
No, more than that.
Oh my gosh.
I use Cash App.
Zach's like, I get paid at my job X amount of money per hour. You have to pay me out more than that to get
now would
attention.
be a good spot for an insurance commercial. Cash.
Because it saves you money. And so you have more money to spend on Zach.
Just saying.
Call Hedman Anglin Agency.
To give Zach money.
614-486-7300. All right. That's double commercials, guys. We're moving up. Score.
5.
And we mean like the soundtrack, of course.
5?
I also gave it a 5.
I gave it a 10.
What?
I don't
What?
Guys,
Kelly
what?
Clarkson.
I literally was dancing to every single song they played.
They played that same song like 3 times.
Because it's funny.
A Million
What is
Reasons.
it? What is this
They
song?
literally, wait, what's it called? They branded that song so well. When I listen to that, the only thing I think of is White Chicks, then I have to watch White Chicks after that.
I don't think it's the one by Lady Gaga. I don't know what
No,
that song
it's
is.
1,000 Miles.
1,000
Bye.
He
Miles.
said a million reasons. I've got
This is
100
How much? Oh,
million.
Vanessa Carlton.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure it's this one.
Making
That's
my
how we should
way
end the
down.
podcast.
You know, there's a really funny. There's a really funny.
I like the one that's pow 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 pow. You know, in the street.
Yeah. They made a GTA 5 version of this song, where it's a guy who's riding a piano through GTA 5, and it's so funny. Just look up "Making My Way Downtown" GTA 5 official music video on YouTube. You will not regret it. It's so funny.
Pa, 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 pa.
I'm gonna kill you. Not
Not that we can judge- not that we can judge Or video games.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's so funny.
Choreography.
I give it a 7.
I give it a 7.
I gave it an 8. We kind of agree.
thought it was good.
Yeah, they did a good job.
We know Zach liked Terry dancing.
Yeah, there's a lot of physical comedy
There
in this
is.
movie.
It's
Physical
good.
comedy.
When he hits him, you know, in the private spot. It was funny.
That's what I thought was funny. And
There was lots
Terry
of
Crews
dance
shirtless
steps.
dancing.
Yeah.
All right, next. So the total, for me, totally, that was a 50%.
Wait, was I supposed to total mine?
Yeah, just add them up real quick. Ben, what
Gosh,
was yours?
hold on.
My total was a 52%.
So average 51%.
Me and Zach really don't disagree anymore. Like, we need to start disagreeing.
Can I have a calculator?
Yeah, I'll pretend to be happy for a day. Yeah.
So where does that put us? So for me, I didn't have put my Swiss Army numbers in, but I will. So that puts Zach, it's like, his third lead. It's tied with the B movie, but that David
Wow.
gave that score, technically. So, yeah.
David gave the B movie a 51%?
A 50%.
You didn't listen to it?
I did, but I forgot.
Yeah, he gave it kind of a low
I was
score.
camping.
But I didn't give it that high of a score either. So my White Chicks 52.
The
Did
B
you add
movie-
up?
I did. I got a 71. That's a C minus. Shout out to Nick.
Nick Shager. She's got the moves like Shager too.
Dude, I do.
We need to make that song.
He's gonna sue you guys.
Yeah.
If I wake up one day and
Riding
Nick
these
Shagger's looking out my
blogs.
window,
In the movements.
Call 911.
no, I'll just invite him in. And we'll have
Lessons of
coffee.
Darkness. That's my blog's name.
Yeah, what does Lessons of Darkness mean?
I don't know.
Honestly,
Honestly.
it kind of scares me a little bit. He's a movie critic, and it's like Lessons of Darkness.
And then he's like reviewing White Chicks, like, yeah, this movie's not really that. It's not dark. It's like it should be a, and I only like watching like
dark movies.
or like everything's got to go wrong in the end. This kind of sounds like me actually. That's the kind of movies that I actually like.
Like Good Time.
Like Good Time and like There Will Be Blood. You know, that's what.
Sounds
Yeah.
terrible. Not my kind of movies.
There Will Be Blood.
Kenzie,
It
do you
does
like
predict the future. There will be.
Do you like
blood.
Hallmark movies?
Yeah, I love happy, feely good movies.
All right, let's move on.
You would like Chef then.
Chef is good, actually.
That's a happy, feely
Yeah.
movie. Well, now we have to go to Brita moments.
Well, shout out to Jon Favreau for Chef and saving Star Wars and saving Marvel.
Literally, Jon Favreau is the best person ever. He's a good actor.
Director, producer,
director,
writer. He
producer,
wrote The
writer.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, and he directed some of the episodes and produced it.
And he did the first Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. he did do that, yeah.
And he did Chef, which was like probably his best acting because he's the main character in that movie, and like it was the role that he was born to play. He's also Happy, and he's excellent as Happy, but he's more of a side character.
What movie started the movie vault for you guys? Not your first one, but like what movie did you watch together and you're like, yes, we need to review movies together?
No, it was
We were
the.
just swimming.
It was literally we were swimming and we got out of the pool and I was like, so Zach, I developed this 5-point rating system, and then he was like, you know, I think he suggested some changes to it or something. And then I was like, you know, we should do a movie podcast. And I was kind of sort of joking, but Zach was like, yeah, that would be great. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And then like,
I was there that day.
yeah, you were. It was literally that day. We didn't really think about it that long.
And then we kind of just did it like the next week.
Nice.
Yeah, like Zach went on vacation
That's
and then
nice.
when he came back, we like started it.
It was literally like we didn't even have to think about it. We were just like, yeah, let's do it. And then we literally did it right away.
Yeah.
That's cute.
So sometimes, you know, it's just like, you just start things and then they never stop.
And they just keep rolling.
Movie Vault's 500th episode premieres in 20 years. Please tune in for that.
We could be recording from halfway across the world from each other at that point, but we'll still have the movie vault, maybe. If we're both still alive.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. But we have to get back to Brita moments because we have to talk about plot holes and things that we didn't like.
Okay, Brita moment. From minute 2 to minute 76.
Oh my gosh.
And
Well,
then
so
from minute 77 to minute 144.
I would like it noted that Zach walked out at the end of the movie and never watched it actually finish.
No, I
You didn't really miss anything.
Well, I've seen this
Are you kidding
movie
me?
before.
Okay, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
The end was so good where they're like, oh, we're kind of bummed out. We're like, we can still go shopping!
Yeah, that was kind of fun.
Yeah, Zach
That was
missed it.
alright.
I'm not big on splurging money.
I don't know about that one.
Let's go shopping right now, Ben.
Alright, let's bet.
Okay, I'll
I bet we're
stay
better
here.
shoppers than Kenzie.
Probably. Actually, no, I'm a great shopper.
Yeah, that's actually not true. I'm sure Kenzie's better.
Okay, thank you.
Plot holes. There's no way that they would have gotten away with this. Like, there's just no way. They would have figured it out so fast.
But that's just
Yeah.
us being really realistic.
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
this movie's not supposed to be realistic, but that's a huge plot hole.
If my friends were replaced with black guys, I think I would notice.
Yeah. But maybe that's like, it's like a satire because it's like the people in the Hamptons are like so fake friends that they wouldn't notice. Like that's like, this is actually like a really like poignant satire that's really supposed to get at the lifestyle.
Maybe
of
that's the
Hamptons.
message.
Yeah, so maybe we're like thinking about this movie the wrong way.
Mhm.
We're
Zach's thinking, I can see it.
I thought about it, but that's not what they were trying to do.
we're trying to make it smarter than it actually is.
You could do that for any movie.
Yeah. No, honestly, I could see somebody writing an article about this movie, like, making an argument on why this movie is, like, the best satire that's been made in the last century or whatever. I bet that article exists somewhere.
I'm gonna write
If
it
it doesn't... Kenzie, do you even know what satire is?
Yeah!
Just kidding, I know you do.
Oh my god.
Also, Zach's playing with our new video camera right now. It's funny because we got this to record on, although we haven't set it up yet for like actual recording the podcast, but like it also sort of looks like a home video camera, and so I feel like our YouTube channel is now gonna have like a very home video feel.
I like that.
But that's like very comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing.
Amen.
The stock market. Who are we investing in, Kenzie, in this movie?
Disney. Wait, what's the question?
Disney.
I'm confused.
What?
What's-
Well, of course.
Maybe
you-
in real life. Like, actually now, maybe.
I don't understand.
Okay, so sorry, we didn't explain
Oh,
this.
WandaVision-
The stock market
WandaVision
is like,
comes out in 1
it's
week.
like
I'm
in
sorry.
2004 this movie was released. And in 2004 it's like who
Terry
would-
Crews.
who would
Invest
you buy
Terry
stock in?
Crews.
Yeah, that would be smart. Yeah, you would have done well.
That's very true. You would have been.
He's probably the only person that I would have invested in.
What about the guys in that are bigger?
Yeah, I mean they were okay, and they probably did fine in the rest of their career, but I don't know. Marlon Wayans, like I know Marlon. He was in like Requiem for a Dream, and he was in G.I. Joe: Rise of the Cobra. Wow.
My dad would love it. Just joking. I don't even know if my dad watched that. I just
I mean, I think he's had a fine career, you know.
Terry Crews' side sidekick looked just like he looked just
That
like
was good though. That was good.
it's an accident.
I don't know. Was that actually?
No, it was actually an accident.
Okay, well.
He
you
looked
get
like
credit.
Corbin Blue. He could have been a Corbin Blue impersonator and changed his total career path.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about, but you're right.
Do you not know who the guy in the hat? He
The
looks
fedora
just like
guy?
Corbin Blue.
I
Yeah.
forget what he looks like.
He looks just like Corbin Blue. Love Corbin Blue, by the way. Shout out to him if he's listening.
It would have been smarter to invest in Marlon than Sean, because Marlon had a much longer career.
What? Sean had to settle down and start a family though.
Probably.
Mhm.
That's probably what happened in real life. I don't know. I feel like everyone in this movie, it was like, oh my goodness, that person looks so familiar. But like, I've never heard of any of these people. So I don't know whether that's like, I don't know. They just look like people that,
They look like people.
they look like actors that are like sort
Impersonators.
of known, but like not really. I don't know.
Did it look
So-
like white chicks, Ben?
Sort of.
Yeah. Just like anybody could have played these characters, so yeah, I wouldn't have invested in Columbia Pictures either. So just Terry Crews.
Well, if
just
you
Terry
think about
Crews.
it, Sean Wayans and Marlon Wayans helped write this movie. So they helped write a movie where they get to dress up as girls.
That's true. But also, I want to point out this. This is interesting from the Wikipedia article. It says it was nominated for 5 Razzies. The Golden Raspberry Awards are given out every year like the Oscars, except for the worst movies.
Oh.
Yeah, so this was nominated for 5. Which 5, I'm not sure. But I also watched another movie recently that was nominated for some Razzies. That was The Happy Time Murders. It was also pretty not good and not funny, even though it was trying to be. But it has become regarded as a cult classic according to Wikipedia. So apparently some people have turned around on this movie.
Like Kenzie.
Like Kenzie,
It's
who
true.
never thought it was bad in the first
You're
place.
welcome.
Yes, but maybe those are the people who thought that it was, a biting satire. Which it might be, but it's probably not. Let's see.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I just zoned out. I don't know what we just talked about.
Zach, normally we are... Zach. Because Zach's normally the one who's zoning out. Kenzie.
Hey, I zoned out once, okay? Because Nikolai was texting me.
I zoned out the entire episode. I have no idea what I've been saying, guys.
Where are we?
What's happening?
But, no, that's fine. I mean, just
Okay.
normally people don't say that
Sorry,
they don't
I
admit
just
it. But
didn't-
I appreciate the honesty.
You're welcome.
No, we're very
Got a
honest
little
with you.
concerned about what I said yes to, and I was just
Well,
like, oh.
Yeah, you agree.
You have no idea.
You have no idea. Who knows what Kenzie said yes to, and we're definitely leaving it in.
Oops.
Okay, so we don't really have any feedback. What is everyone's final conclusions of this movie?
It's a funny movie, and everyone should watch it. And Zach and Ben, if they get 1,000 listeners, will dress up as white chicks.
I don't know what criteria we're using for that, but maybe. Also,
They will.
yeah, so this is either the smartest movie that's ever been made or
Deserves a Razzie.
deserves a Razzie. There's no in between, which is what I rated it. I literally rated it like 52%. So I am the wrong one here. It's either genius or one of the most atrocious pieces of art
No,
ever
Ben
made.
and I always say everything so that we're at least halfway right. Remember?
Yes.
So
That's
we're
our
halfway, We're
strategy.
in between.
We're in between. So that's what we're taking the average of the possibilities.
This is why Zach doesn't have a personality on the personality test. He gets 50% on everything because he goes between for everything.
That's not true.
He's like, medium. He's like, it depends on the situation.
It does.
That
though.
is Zach.
Like, would you ever kill to save someone? It depends, okay?
When
It
does
depends on who it is.
If I'm gonna save Hitler by killing Ben, I'm not gonna do it.
I'm glad that he said that. It makes me feel very loved. And
Hitler's dead already. It's unrealistic.
Okay, if I had to kill Kenzie to save Ben, I wouldn't do it.
Did you say would or would it?
I meant to say would. But it came out that way, so you're welcome.
yeah. And anyway,
Whatever.
Kenzie, we really appreciate you being on the podcast, even though
Zach said he
our
would.
relationship with Kenzie is kind of like it was on this podcast where we just always
Rag.
make fun of her. And we
Thanks.
very little ever give her the benefit of the doubt.
Thank you.
So,
Appreciate
if you
it.
think that we're being a little harsh on her, we are.
And please
Give it a
email
low
us
rating.
about it. We can have an open discussion about
Give
it.
them hate mail.
We can omegle about it.
Yeah. Honestly, this probably was one of the things that led to the podcast was how much we fight with Kenzie, right? 'Cause it's something that helped me and Zach become closer
Bond.
because
You're welcome, guys.
we both. Yeah. Thank you, Kenzie.
You're welcome.
Kenzie started the movie vault.
Also,
You're
she
welcome.
runs our Twitter, and that's something that I don't really know how to do. So,
It only has like 22 followers, so go follow it.
yes. But 22 is better than
Last
would.
time I checked, we had 4. It's been a while since I
No,
checked.
there's more than 4.
Wow.
I think.
Wow. I think she's doing a good job,
Thank
guys.
you. It's
Twitter
great.
is sort of hard to get followers on if you're not like
It's
already
kind of a dead medium.
really famous. It's like Twitter is it's so bad. Twitter, I don't like Twitter. It's annoying.
I kind of agree because if you're not, you like you said, if you're not already famous, like you're not going to get out there.
You
unless
might, if
say,
you
like,
tweet
one
something
thing.
interesting, then it might get retweeted a bunch.
But it's
I
like
tweeted
it's
about
like
Barbie.
TikTok. It's 5 seconds of fame on Twitter. you know?
Yeah, we want our 5 seconds of fame though. We're not complaining about it if one of our tweets that Kenzie writes
You're
goes
welcome.
viral, and then we get all the credit for it. Wouldn't that be amazing? No, I'm just kidding. We'll say that Kenzie did it. If it's controversial, Kenzie definitely did it.
Oh my gosh.
If it's nice and warm and fuzzy, then it's
Everyone's
Zach.
just like,
Oh my
"Aw."
gosh.
And if it's really smart and well written, then it's me.
I hate you guys. I have many regrets.
That's all.
That's all. This is one of our shortest episodes. But this movie, there wasn't a lot to talk about with this movie, right, Kenzie?
It's just funny.
It's just funny. I feel like a lot of people would enjoy this. Mm-hmm. It's a niche. There's some people who would definitely not like it, but if you like just a comedy that's ridiculous and weird, then you will enjoy this. Great.
On a rating from 0 to 10, how much would you tell someone to watch it?
Well,
my rating score 51. 5.1.
I just gave it a botch. I mean, I recommend movies to people.
You can change your botch to a watch. No shame.
On what I think they'll like, though. Like, if I thought that somebody would like this movie, I would recommend it to them. But if I didn't think they would like it, I wouldn't recommend it to them. It wouldn't be like everyone needs. That's why I give it a botch. Because I would say that I don't think anybody needs to see this, but somebody else might think that they do. So then
I think everyone should see this.
It depends. Right then?
Just like every scenario in life.
Exactly. It always depends.
Oh my gosh.
So is that what's our next movie? I don't know. And we might have a guest and maybe, but I have an
idea. I'll tell you after.
Okay. So there's something coming next week, and maybe video. We'll see what happens.
Why would we say that? Because we're just gonna let everyone down if it doesn't work.
Cut it out.
We already let people down the last time that we said we were gonna have a video, so we might as well just.
That's true. We waited like 2 months after that.
We were like, "Oh, guys, we're having video on a YouTube channel," and then we were like, "Yeah, so about that, we're delaying that for like indefinitely." So.
Hey, but we got a good camera, and we're ready.
Yeah, we're ready to do it, but no promises, because we don't like letting people down. Like Kenzie does. I'm just kidding. She actually came on the podcast.
You're welcome. I recommended a really good movie.
Alright, yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know about the really good part, but the movie part is
You did
true.
recommend a movie.
Oh my gosh. Guys, can I take a potty break?
Okay.
Oh, we're about done.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good way to wrap it up.
Sorry.
Okay, so Kenzie, do you want to shut the vault door?
How do you do that?
Oh, wait, I need to do the social media. Follow the Instagram at the Movie Vault Pod. Follow the Twitter at Movie Vault Pod, and email us at themovievaultpod@gmail.com, where you can say anything and talk about how we're mean to Kenzie and help us have a discussion about that. Maybe start an intervention. I don't know.
Please do.
Okay, so now do you want to close the vault?
Do I just go like?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay, click, 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 click.
Moves like Shagger.